All right, my invisible zipper was a little bit long, so I've got a thread bar there. I need to chop it off here. But the other thing we want to do before we start, and you can see I've already pre-basted it to one side, but we need to come and press our zipper. So the first thing you do is you make sure your zipper's not so hot it's going to melt it, but you want to roll the teeth away from the tape. It's face down, and I'm going to just push those teeth away. Sometimes it's good to start like at one end, and then it can just roll on down. It's not going to stay pressed over there, but I already did it to this side. It'll help it a little bit. So there's a few things different with our invisible zipper. One is we have a different foot. It's got the two little channels running underneath of it and just the hole right up here. The other thing that's different is we're sewing the zipper into the opening first before anything at the below the opening is closed. So our pieces are separate for now. No basting of the opening closed. And the other thing is we're doing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So you position your zipper so that it's face to face, right sides together, and we're looking so that where we're going to stitch, which is right there against the teeth, is at the 1/2 inch line. So for a lot of us, that's going to mean that the edge of the tape is pretty close to the edge of our fabric. About right there probably. And I basted one side already, just by hand, because that should hopefully help me when I'm sewing it. And now I'll sew this first side. I'm at regular stitch length, and when I come to position it under the foot, I'm just looking so that in this case the teeth are in the tunnel closest to you, because I want to make sure that my needle's going down on top of the zipper tape. If my teeth were in the wrong tunnel, my needle wouldn't be going through the zipper tape. So there I am, and I'm going to just hold the top up here in case it has a little bit of a trouble starting. It travels through the, through the tunnel. Maybe back stitch, and come on, let's go. I'm going to clip these threads. Now we're traveling. So the edge of my fabric is riding right along that 1/2 inch seam allowance. And we are not going to be able to get like all the way to our stop. We stitch as far as we can, to our notch, which sort of the two locations are the same for me, and back stitch. And make sure that there's no funny business. Okay, one side down. One to go. We want to make sure that our ends are level. If this was the top of a dress or a blouse or so on, something that would have to be matching up there. And I'm level down here. I'm just using 4x8 pieces. I'm gonna unzip it so that I can kind of keep the sewn part out of the way. And give it a few more pins. And I will quickly hand baste this side. Invisible zippers like certain fabrics better than others. They're not crazy about lightweight fabrics like what I'm using. They're great on something like a velvet, because the pile of the velvet will just really help it be truly invisible. So now it's going in the other tunnel. I used the left-hand tunnel for my first pass, so this pass I used the right-hand tunnel. Again, I'm gonna kind of help it start. There we go. So hopefully you can kind of see, like it's rolling those teeth up just a little, and that needle's getting right there. You can't do this with a plain zipper foot. You can't get that close. And if you don't get that close, your zipper's not going to be invisible. What you don't want is for your fabric to get caught in the zipper teeth, which has already happened. There we go. All right. There we go. So now, yay, that's what we want. That we just, you know, it looks like a seam. Can't even tell that there's a zipper in there. And I still have to close up the bottom. So I'm gonna go press that, and then I'll close up the bottom here. All right, I'm done with my invisible zipper foot. I am going to employ my regular zipper foot to get as close as I can to the bottom of the zipper for closing up the seam. And maybe I should go on and shorten my zipper now that I'm all stitched. Okay. So hopefully you can see my purple stitching. Can you see my purple stitching? It ends right there. what I want in the ideal world is for my seam to just continue right from that stitching. So if you were just looking at the rows of stitching, it would just be one continuous line. That's easier said than done. Get at it from here. Which way is going to be best for you guys to see? Maybe like this. So I'm positioning it here. I got to pull that zipper out of the way, but I don't want to distort anything on my fabric. I could hand baste some more. I'm going to see if I can just get in here like that. All right. I don't want to have my, oh, I'm not going to come unthreaded. Okay. Back stitch and go on down. Now if I were in like a dress or something, I would want to switch to a regular presser foot once I got beyond this spot. So go an inch or so with the zipper foot and then switch out. Let's see how that looks. Nice and smooth, no funny puckers. I think we'll be good once I press that.